Hello my little humans, this is Nopony Special and we are taking a look at another Nopony build. This is 1/44 scale model Carta's Graze Ritter. Graze Ritter is the name of this Gundam if I'm not mistaken. Carta is this female here from Gundam Iron Blood Orphans. I have not seen the anime, but I do love the Gundams themselves. So, first and foremost, let's really take a look at the packaging. Here we have 1/4 scale model Carta's Graze Ritter, HG Iron Blood Orphans, stuff in kanji I can't read, copywriting and stuff, and Bandai and more. Beautiful. I love this artwork. This is a beautiful artwork. It looks like it would be a cool anime. But personally, I wore myself out in Gundam in the early 90s, early 2000s, and haven't been able to get back into the anime since. We have your obligatory product shots right here. Yay! Look at more product shots. Yay, yay, yay! It does this and that and this and that, and oh look, it has swords. Customizable. Yes, you can customize it. Yay! Another nice artwork is number 17 within the model kits. So there's your BandaiHobby.net where you could go and order it. They are still up and running, I think. I haven't been there. I got this at my local comic book shop. Your back and front product shots. A little bio if you can read Japanese. Go ahead and read that. A little bit more bio and mechanized stuff and warnings and warnings and other stuff, and it is for 15 and up. Yay! There we go. That is it for the box. Let me get a chance to unwrap this, open her up, and let's see what's inside. And we are back, and oh my, look at all this plastic. Look at all this stuff. Woo! And very little stickers. I like that. I like the fact that I was thinking I would probably end up putting a lot more stickers on here than there are. And I could imagine, but very little. Yay! Joints and stuff. We get a nice little manual right here. It is beautifully done in that artwork. Oh, I just love it. And yes, I am trying out a new style up onto Framework. I think a little bit of wider screen would actually do good. Our instruction manual, color, black and white, and stuff, and other stuff, and customization from other Gundams. Yay, make it look like stuff. Very colorful, very posable. These are your basic action stance and stuff that it comes with, and coolness. And how to put it together. We'll get into that a little later. First, I'm going to do my favorite part. I'm going to go ahead and pre-sort everything out as we then start putting things together. We'll be back in just a moment. And we are back, and I have got everything organized and ready to put together. I apologize if my hands look a little different, if you can see that. I had to go work on my truck and fix everything, so I ended up getting them a little dirty. Well, it does not come off easily. So I have arranged everything to where we could put this together as fast as we possibly can. So, as always, I like to start up with the feet and work my way up. There are several extra parts here, and I apologize that I accidentally hit the mic. Some extra little parts here, and this is just a little peg piece that I broke off of the little peg holders that all the parts came on, and you'll see why that's important a little later or pretty soon. So what we're going to do, we're going to start off with this side, and center. So what we need to do is take this little piece here, this little drum looking ball joint with the little bar like pegs, and we will be placing it inside this top of a shoe looking piece. What we will do simply is to drop it right there, and I apologize if the lighting's not the greatest. It is what it is, and that's it. Now we have a peg here and a little T-peg here. Let y'all see that? And what these will do will line up with this slot here and this peg hole here on the bottom of this high heel looking shoe. Yay, high heels. And there we go. And down it is. Next we're going to assemble the inside of the leg. Now, going from the bottom up, we will take this ball joint looking peg here, this ball joint with the peg hole here, and this peg here with this little weird piece here that's the thigh of the leg. And we will place them together like so. Yay. Next thing we want to do is take this piece here. This one has a little like H here. This little H peg here. And this will become the front of the knee. Yes, instructions are handy. So what we want to do is to make sure we actually placed it all properly. There we go. Make sure this ball joint is pointing forward. This peg hole here is pointing forward. This peg. And by aligning them up just like so, ding, we have created a knee. And we will do the same process here. Just align and lock in. Well, if it doesn't stand straight up, that means I put it in backwards, and there we go. Yes, we want to make sure these peg holes here, 1, 2, 3, these here are placed on the outer side to make it look like it almost a straight leg. Then we'll take this piece here with the pegs and align them with these three peg holes here and snap them together. Alright. Now here's where this piece comes in handy. We have this little bitty rubber piece right here. It's a nice little hole going right through it. It is very difficult to hold on to. So what we're going to do is simply attach it to this little peg piece. And we are going to find these two pieces. Now these pieces are exactly the same on both sides, but it is good to follow the instruction. Now you have two little pegs on both sides of this piece and a little peg hole here. Well, I'll line them up, and trust me, holding that actually does help a lot. I actually assembled everything, made sure stickers are attached to everything. That's why there's color that you can see in the background, because I didn't want to bore you guys with the sticker putting those on. Next we're going to align these peg holes here and just simply push it together, and there we have it. Next we'll just take that out, set it off to the side. Here we go, and we will place that there, and there we have it. And we have our exoskeleton. Next we're going to start off by setting this on the foot itself. We're going to grab this piece here, and inside you'll see a little peg hole that the ball joint right here will go together like so. Now we want to make sure that the ball joint is higher up, not lower, whenever placing this on, because right here where it indents into the shoe is where, and it has this little indentation here. You want to make sure they line up correctly, because this is very movable and very high quality. Yeah, I figured out what the HQ meant. Next we want to take this piece here, this one that looks kind of like a double V. This will go on the front here. There's a peg here and a slot, an indentation here that'll go into this slot hole and this peg hole here. You then just want to push it together. We have this H here and these four little pegs here that will go into these pegs here and this little H slot, H shape here. Just basically simple lock in together. Next we have the shin piece. Now the shin piece will not go down like this. There is only one direction you can do. This little piece here with the little divide will go in between the H section here and lock in. Now this part is fun. This has several modifications. As you go along, you can actually add these modifications or take them off and change them. Now this modification, we have your standard black guard, which is how the model kit will show it, and you also have your blue guard here. Now I will show you how the legs work. Both legs look with both guards. Now personally I prefer the black one, because when you push this all the way on, it kind of just so and staying together, and it doesn't exactly feel like it's, yeah, that's one issue we have right there, popping off. It just doesn't feel right to me, and that's my personal opinion. It locks in completely, sealing it off, and it just feels bad. So we'll pop that off and put it off to the side, because I think the blue and black actually looks a lot better, and that is a personal opinion. So we'll get back to this. Now there, you do get two of these, and both have a little ball joints on both opposite sides. Now what are those for? They're for these guys right here. Now what we're going to do is line these four pegs with these four holes, vice versa, what I said a while ago, and just snap them together. And then you just snap that in like so, and make it look like this. And snap it in like the previous, this little slot with this little hole here. See if I could get that big elongated rectangular one, goes right here. And there we go. That is a leg. And we could just move that forward, get it prime, and we'll be setting that off to the side. Now I'll just quickly show you guys in real time if I don't lose every piece by dropping it like I just did. Give me a second to locate the piece I just dropped, and we'll be right back. And we are back. Yep, that is one issue I will come across a lot, and dropping pieces. Since I should have just assembled this off screen, but you know, I like to keep you guys entertained with stories and stuff. I do like these model kits. I've actually grown out of this show personally because, well, obviously it got a little cliche for me, and you know, when things get cliche, it's hard to stay interested in things at that point. It's almost never easy, and easy for all that to go through, and really, I just don't feel like the same old mechs. I mean, I like Kuromakuro, that was actually pretty good, and Avon, no, not Evangelion, another mech anime, I can't remember. Alright, come on. Okay, you are in there. Let's see, I can't remember that mech's name, that mech anime, let's see. Oh yeah, there it is, Gurren Lagann. Could be I think I said that right. I didn't mispronounce it at all. Gurren Lagann, that's actually a pretty good show, and I kind of like the catchphrases and the little over-dramatized actions. And yeah, you could definitely say everything is a little over-dramatized in this. Now to lock those in together. Just for the fun of it, I'm just going to mix and match, show you guys half and half on what a modification looks like on one side once it's done and the other side. And I think that's the main issue with this, is whenever you have this modification on. Oh, that might actually explain a lot. What I didn't want to stay on is that I actually have those on backwards. Apparently there is a difference I did not catch. There we go. There is actually more clearance area here than there is over here to allow the legs to, well, go in better. But you still don't have the clearance here in the knee. And that's the issue I really face with. Maybe if I don't know if I can actually turn this around and that gives me the clearance I need. Turning it around does not give me the full clearance I need for this. They give me some clearance, but either way, there we go. Just to show you guys what it looks like. Alright, next thing we're going to do is get the thigh together. Now this is actually relatively simple. We'll just line this hole, this one with this little peg, and this one with the little indentation here on the peg hole together. Next we'll have this piece here go right into this back piece here, as together. Alright, that goes up there with that piece. Now here we have this little indentation here and this little indentation here. We want to make sure they go together like so. And then we just simply plug these two holes up top with these two here, not there, like this. And there we have it. And that is the thigh. There we go. And there she is. Now, right here, as we can see, she does have a little peg hole. Now what you can do, and what I'm going to do, is set that right here. Well, let's actually turn her around. Here we are. And once I'm done, I'm gonna start assembling. Okay. This is all part of the chest piece, which we'll be working on next. Now this piece is a pain to get on and off. There's these, which is pretty simple. Each one of these leg guards here actually have a little joint thing here that you just push in very tightly, and this is tight. And what these will do will go onto the main chest body, which is what we're going to be building next. Alright, we're going to start off with this piece here. It kind of looks like a little motorized. I accidentally broke this the first time and I used some Gorilla Glue. That's right, Gorilla Glue. Once it's on there, it's stuck. And I actually recommend it. And then we'll take this little piece here, this little grayish piece. There are two peg holes here. And what we're going to do is line it up. Now I placed the sticker on here, and apparently the sticker goes all the way up here. Sealing that on properly. And there we go, it's locked in. Next we are going to grab this piece here that looks kind of like an engine motor type of deal. And we are just going to place it to where I drop it. And since I knew where it fell, we're going to make sure this peg hole is facing towards the back. We're going to place it like this. Alright. We're getting somewhere. Now it looks like it can talk. Yay. Next we are going to take the other side, this other version. And I'm pretty sure I'm going to try and end up breaking this all over again. We're going to take this other side that looks very similar to each other. We're going to make sure we align this little peg, this little hole, and all these pegs and peg holes up together, and just like so. And there we have it. Yay, it talks. Alright. Grouping around the side. Next we are going to take this. This is this little thigh piece. We're going to make sure that the fly piece up here is there, and just push it in like so. And there we go. Next are these pieces here, which will slide in here and here, the little shin guard. We're going to take this ball joint here and place it on this peg at the very bottom, and that'll lock in securely. And we're just going to set this on top of here because I want to show you guys how this works and building. Alright, we're going to work on this side first. So we have these two pegs here and this little L shape, and they do have two different styles, as you can tell, left and right. Since we're working on our this one side, we'll be placing this in just like so. And we want to make sure we try and line up the pegs with the peg holes right there. Alright, now that that's done, we're going to find this piece here and this piece. It looks like a little ball joint holder. It also looks like a little Z. Oh, I'm sorry. We need to stop for a quick second. I'm going to have to pop off. I'm going to have to move this up a little and pop off this, because I just remembered one little piece I completely forgot. Now, as you can see, alright, this should be good enough for me to spread it. Now we have this little one with a hole in the front of it, and it looks like a P right here. Now what we're going to do is align this P with the P inside, not to slide down, but like so. I was hoping I could probably do this without taking it all the way apart, but nope. Good. I was able to take it apart. Now what we're going to do is make sure that inserting things like getting these little small pieces are not easy. There we go. Never mind. After doing it the first time, it's easy as pie. Pie. Who doesn't love pie? Well, there are a few people out there that don't like pie, but they're just don't know what the right type of pie is. Alright, and we are back together. And there we go. Back on top. Okay. So where was I? Alright. This piece here kind of looks like, like an arm piece guard type of deal. We will insert this little cup area here. Now we have a secondary piece right here, this little piece here. Ooh. It will pop on here. Ooh. And I will lose it. Oh. Yes, no, maybe. Okay. And there we go. I just remembered something I'm gonna have to pop this back off for and pull this off. Because you cannot put these parts on. which means I'm going to have to go ahead and put on the second arm. There we go. Go ahead and just when assembling this, just go ahead and put it on both sides. Doesn't matter. Next we have these little pieces. These kind of pieces that look kind of like an S. Now they will attach to each side. Each side like this. We want to make sure the smaller S section is going up towards the the front of the model, and the larger piece to the back. And we repeat this with the other one. This must be done before placing on the bottom half because you need the clearance. I apologize, I'm doing this off of memory, and yeah, not bad, huh? Not bad for just doing this from memory. We get to have a little fun, and that's everything I'm going to actually need to do based off that part. Everything else should be standard. Okay, once you get this together, you just come up here and grab this little piece here that kind of looks like a mouth and a couple eyes, and you just push them together. You make sure it clicks in because otherwise it'll come off. Alright, now you see this indentation here and this elongated here. You want to make sure they go right into this slot here. There we go. And then we'll repeat the process. There we go. Now I don't do custom paint. I've said this before, I don't do custom painting. I'm not that good of an artist, nor do I have the resources or the time to sit down and really custom paint these guys, which is the reason why mine are basics. Yep, here we go. Alright. Now next thing we gotta do, and I apologize for any interference, is to create the chest. Now we have this black piece here and this little piece here. Just by aligning and hopefully, yeah, aligning these and pushing them together, and we want to make sure this little indentation here, I think you can see that pretty well, is inserted properly. Now, so don't get in my. Now this piece here has a little indentation here, and right here is where that indentation goes, like so. And all we gotta do is push this together. And once that's done, we take this little H piece and this little hole here with that from the little P looking peg that we put in, and there we go. And that is the chest nearly completed. Actually, we have a couple more things to do, and that is starting with the neck. Now the neck's pretty simple. All we have to do is find this little double ball joint with the little slant and this collar ring. We make sure the rounded section is up on top and this section is on bottom. Now, just by pointing it out like so, you want to make sure that the slant here is going to the back and this slant here is going towards the front. We push them together. Now they don't clamp in together, so you have to hold them very carefully, and then we just lock it down right there on the neck. And yeah, next we just align it to where it looks like it's facing forward. Next we get this low neck piece guard. There are some pegs here, there are some slants here and some peg holes here. what we're going to do is slide this in forward here. This can be easy or difficult depending on. There's a little indentation right there in the that we just. There's an indentation here that the neck actually pops into, and this here. And there we go. Now there is a modification I think goes here. This piece, I'm not entirely sure, but I tried it everywhere else. I think it goes there, or here. I don't know. If anyone knows where this piece would actually go for a modification to this Gundam, I would much appreciate it. But I do not have a clue. That's interesting. Well, alright. Next we'll assemble the arms. And since I unwittingly left this together, we'll put that off to the side. That's what it's going to look like on that other side. Now we have a modification here, which is 3 pieces. These are extra parts that will come with your model set. This little gray piece here, and these arm guards, they're one on both sides. This is pretty simple to figure out. They don't have any instructions for them, so yeah, just figure them out on your own. You just slide them together, like so. There's like a little slot here and a little peg hole here on both sides, and indentions. All you gotta do is align and place together, and there's your shoulder pad. I will show you how to put these together in a minute, and I'll keep that off to the side. Yay. Alright, next is the hand. Now I should warn you on this model kit, the hand is pretty well, the ball joint here does not fit well. It's been pretty loose. So what I've done is take some clear nail polish and just painted it around the actual ball joint and inside here where the ball joint will actually attach. This creates friction between it, the ball joint, allowing it for a tighter joint fit. Now what we're going to do is take this piece here that I just showed you, and we are going to take this piece here with the low double peg and this piece here. We'll just push them together and make our little elbow joint. We'll set that off to the side for now, and then we'll take this piece here with this little C and this little ball joint on the side. We'll turn it around, and we want to make sure this peg faces downward from the opposite side of the C looking joint, and just place them together. Next we'll simply just lock these in like so, and we have an exoskeleton arm. Next part we are going to take right is to take one of these little arm guard pieces. We want to make sure this little piece right here is pointing to the outside of the arm, like so, and that's it. Just slide it on. This piece here, we want to make sure that this little indentation is pointing to the outside as well whenever we slide it on. Now, it doesn't actually stick on very well, and you know, it's to create the illusion. Next we're going to take this piece here with this little hole in it, and we are going to line up this indentation with the little peg hole with this one, and just like that we are going to lock it in. Next we are going to take the hand, turn it around, and there are differences between these two, and apparently dropping the smallest pieces. is a habit of mine. Alright, as you can see, there's a little bitty indentation here and a little bitty open piece here. This is just to make sure that you actually put the right piece with the right side. And we create the back of a hand. Next, we're going to take the hand and place it right there. And this now creates a super tight hand. And trust me, compared to what it used to be, that is wonderful. Next, we are going to take this. This is an arm guard that has 2 slots in 2 different sections, and right here is a single slot that'll slide here, here, and here. And that is it. That's all you gotta do. Line up and push. And there we have an arm. Now to show you guys what the modification looks like, there is this little bar right here, and it will line up right here onto the arm shoulder. Next, we just place the ball joint into the arm, and yeah, that's always fun. There we are. Yay. It's a thing and stuff I'm doing, and we just turn that like so. We get a nice little fist. And personally, compared to the other one, I do kind of like this bulky side a little bit better. And I am pulling off the... There we go. There we go. And that is half of a Gundam. It would be nice if a half of a Gundam would stay together, but it does not want to. You can't please everything. Alright. First things first, we are going to be, since you already know how the arm goes to assembly, we will be assembling this piece to make it look like this. First, what we're going to do is find this one here with the 2 little peg holes on top, and this one here that looks like it has a little joint and a peg hole. What we're going to do is we want to make sure the pegs are almost facing each other and placing them like so, to where they lock in like so. Then we just leave it down. Next, we're going to take this little black jet piece and place it right here on this peg. Bingo. Alright. Next, what we're going to do is place these 2 together. Well, actually, let me rephrase that. What we're going to do is take this long piece here where you put the sticker on, and we are going to take this piece where it has the indentions here and align them up into these areas. Alright. Which is much simpler if you actually get it in the right areas. And it'll look like this. Next, what we're going to do is simply push those together. And that creates enough of a lock to keep that on. Next, we're going to take this piece here, and we want to make sure that we actually get this correct. We want to make sure these flat areas match up with this flat area and place them into these little indentation holes right here, just like so. And you just repeat the process. Next, these 2 little peg holes on this inside will peg on these peg holes here, and you just press down as hard as you can. Make sure they're nice and snugly, and that is it. That's how you make this arm a jet arm. Alright, and now let me assemble the hands and all this piece. As you can tell, as long as you're able to access multiple areas, it doesn't matter. And I did forget to pull this apart, but it's going back together anyway. Right. Personally, I think that probably could have went down a little, but I mean, that's my opinion. Now you're probably wondering what the purpose of these indentions are, and I will show you guys later. There we are. That's nice and tight. Well, almost there we are. I nearly forgot about you. There you go. Assembly. Right. And there we go. So things are nice and tight. Then like the last arm, we just assemble here. And just place right there in the peg hole. And there we go. Okay. I'm just going to quickly assemble this piece here. I guess, well, not like leaving loose parts lying around, don't want to lose anything. I say I'm doing this quickly, not slowly. And to be honest, it actually looks kind of cool by doing it this way. I mean, take a look at that. I'm going to go ahead and lift that up. I mean, half and half, that's just neat. Okay, next, I'm going to push that off to the back. Next, we have the head. Now, the head's pretty simple. We have a little sticker right here in the eyeball for its eyeball, a sticker on its helmet, and a sticker on its little mohawk antenna. Yeah, that one was fun. Wrap around, flip up, line up. But first things we're going to do is take this blue piece here and this frontal piece of the head, and we're going to just assemble them together. I said assemble. There we go. Next we're going to take this piece here, which has a little yellow piece here. That's not fun to put on. It is very difficult. We are just going to assemble it like this. And there we have our little Cyclops. Half of a Cyclops. Now this part's... Now I was talking about some extra pieces. We have 3 different types of helmets. Now this first helmet just goes straight on like so. And you have your mohawk to lock the helmet in. Now this is the standard design that comes with the model kit, but it also gives you options. These options are, and you do place these on backwards like so, to keep the facial recognition open, to have the face looking like so, and you just place the mohawk back on like so, and there you have an entirely different look. Then you could, if you don't like the mohawk and you don't want the little peg holes, just go ahead and place it on like this. No harm in that. Hey, and yeah, you get options. And personally, in my opinion, for the weapon I'm going to choose, I do like this one with me knocking off the little mohawk and going down and reaching for it and locking it in. But first, this way we could actually get a little bit of both worlds. Right here and now. And the head's pretty simple. You just place this hole onto this peg hole. pretty simple, but right now it's just wanting to be a pain. Oop. And apparently I'm wanting it to lose it. It's actually much easier to actually place the head on without everything on it, and then assemble it on top. That way you don't lose any parts. Easy slide in, and then easy lock-ins. Of course, I'm usually not doing this on a stand here. There we go. Why do I have it on a stand? Because it's a little bit easier to display. And there we go. And there we have it. Whew. That's pretty cool. Alright, next we'll come around to the back. Now here's what I think. Here we go with some excess modifications, and we'll place the extra helmet, which I have no idea where the red one went. I have no idea where that goes either, but oh, there it is. I placed this stand on top of it. Now these pieces don't have any instructions. You get these 4 little wings. You actually get 4 of them like this, and as I can see, I didn't show off the excess pieces, but that's beside the point right now. And they come with these little slots here, and we have 4 extra little turbo boosters. Now what we can do here is simply place these in here, and depending on what side you want to go for, just like that, assembled. You do it like so, and assembled again. Now make sure, now you want to make sure that these are pointing downward, like so. And on the back of your little Geo frame or Gundam, you could just place these boosters here and here to give it a flight mod. But that's not the only flight mod you also get. These 2 here, with these here, these little peg hole cogs will go together. And it's exactly the same. You get boosters, you place these here, and go. There we go. And choke. The same goes. And if I can actually hold on to that properly, that would be great. There we are. Alright, once they're assembled like this, you have this little piece here. You just simply slide them on. Doesn't matter how or where. Once you get it on, you can get on there. You can actually line it up, to like so. Now you have 2 pegs here, this one and this one, which are upside down. Which, by the way, it doesn't matter on this part. It's to make sure that they are on properly. You want to make sure that this little slanted section is pointed downward, and these 2 peg holes are showing. Now you'll notice the peg holes here, and that's exactly where they'll go. There we go. And just like that, you have 4 bottom style boosters. Alright. Next, we'll get into 2 weapons that we have. That are the axe and the sword. Now, personally, most people will custom paint these, and yeah, that'll be great. Just to show you guys that they can be held by the Gundam pretty well, nicely. There we are. Now, what's also cool is something I just realized while putting it together is that right here on both sides of the waist is an actual area to store these. To lift up the arm. The axe can be stored on either side. Then goes for the sword. And just like that. And personally, I think the axe should be stored on the opposite side. The sword on this side of the black. There we go. And X pointing down and dropping and dropping and there we go. And we'll pop that off again apparently, and the rest of the hand will fall off and out of my hands, and things and stuff, and there we go. Now, doing the clear nail polish is not a permanent fix. It does eventually wear off over time. The more you play with, the more you feel the pedal. And there we go. Mess with it. This side isn't actually too bad on phone to how bad the pieces come off. I have to say this section here with the where the arms, shoulders come mixed together, that part's kinda horrible. Let's move like this and this because we're going to need those. So, and yes, I know this is becoming a mess. There we go. Okay. We have our final item, our final weapon of choice. A nice little one that comes in pieces. It's a gun. Now this is pretty simple. First thing we're going to do is take the two pieces and line them up with the peg holes on the inside and place them together. Next we're going to find this little clip here. Now, depending on how you want to make it look, which they have a little slant here and a little indentions in here, simply lock it in. See, it goes in either side. It's very versatile. Next, we have a little barrel, which has a keyhole design, and we'll place them right together. And that's we're halfway done. Now what we're going to do is move this section down to the bottom, and I'm going to go ahead and do the same to this side as well. We're going to take this piece here. This little piece here will actually peg right into here, and this piece here into there. Now watch as they come together, molded as one. Next we'll take these two pieces and we will place them right here in these slots here. By doing so, locking the gun on the inside. And together they are. And there we have it. Now by placing the gun like so, we could actually have it dual wielding. And just like that, it can hold the gun. Now, as far as articulation wise, this thing has many different layers of articulation. Yeah, I'm just gonna let that stay off. With both legs, they could only go out so far. They could go back this far, only go forward so far here. We do have over 90 degree bend in both legs. We have ankle articulation to this degree, very good. Doesn't go back at all, goes forward very little, which is nice. We also have a little pivot here, and if you go too far forward, too far back, you do start to lose these leg guards. That is a big issue with me, is the fact that those don't lock in too well along with the shoulders. Your shoulder booster rockets do have tons of a ton of movement here. We have shoulder movement, waist movement. It can move down, can move up, can move the swivel the head side to side. It can slightly look up, it can look down, it can look left, it can look right. And we do have 360 degree rotation and 90 degree bends for the arms and wrists. The wrists, like I said, are an issue with this entire thing. It's my biggest issue, and right now, apparently, second biggest issue is the hand guard. You don't want to stay on. I'll fix that later. But overall, I have to say, this Gundam, give me second, Carta's Graze Ritter, I really like it. And yeah, I actually do kind of like it, like the entire motif of it being half and half, looking like it's kind of just been modified to be dealing with whatever combat ready situation has been brought upon it. It has storage space for most of its components. It does have extra features, the little things that you can buy, and well, not buy, comes with it, and you can actually just enjoy the fact that you do have those other options. Now with this, I'm going to give you guys a nice little close-up on his face with that little cyber eye. A little bit of both worlds is what I'm going for with this model design. And I hope you guys enjoy them. Remember, when they have a big gun, start to run. This has been Nopony Special, and this has been my review of Gundam's High Grade Iron Blood Orphans model Carta's Graze Ritter. If you like, comment, and subscribe down below. Also, in the description down below, you will find my links to my Twitter, my Facebook, and my Instagram. I will try to post more up onto those. I do have a busy schedule, and I apologize for that. Until next time, I hope all of you enjoy your days and nights.